An issue there with the video. Michael Jaafar watching along with us. This case, boy, it is something else. The fact that the defense continues down this road of the brothers did it, the jury was able to watch both of the brothers take the stand, and they'll be able to make a choice themselves. Is there reasonable doubt, do you believe, here for Melody Ferris, because there are so many unanswered questions? Let's face it. You know, the 300-pounder on the burn pit, how did he get there, and no murder weapon?
I think there's an orb of reasonable doubt, massive orb of reasonable doubt that cannot be moving, no pun intended, because of the weight of Melody Ferris versus Gary Ferris, right? In the closing arguments, I would have a very condensed, this is a very condensed version of what I would say over an hour. I weigh 200 pounds. I cannot move 600 pounds. Whatever you weigh, members of the jury, imagine yourself being able to move 3 times that. The strongest Olympic weightlifter can only bench press twice his body weight, right? Nobody can do more than twice. So unless you think she's basically Iron Man, there's no way she would have murdered him in one part of the house and moved him to the burn pit. It's not physically possible, right? Unless she had a lot of help, and that's not even the state's theory. Whereas his son, who's a farmhand, who's a big, strong buck, who also had the financial motive to do it, could in fact theoretically have done it. There's no way my client would have done it. So I think there's a lot of reasonable doubt. If the jury still convicts this person, and I'm not saying they'd be wrong to convict her. I'm also not saying they'd be wrong to acquit her. But if they convict her, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, it's only because of the fact that they developed a hatred of this woman, right? This woman, according to Matt Johnson, doesn't even stand when the jury comes into the room, which to me was bizarre. It was disorienting to even think about. If I was her attorney, I wouldn't have done this in front of the jury, but I would have taken her aside in the hallway on a break, had a stern conversation with her. If you don't stand the next time the jury comes into the room, I'm walking out, I'm quitting the case, right? I'm going to file an oral motion to withdraw, right? It's that disrespectful, her behavior in the court. So if she gets convicted, in my opinion, that has to have been a massive part of it. So yeah, I do think there's reasonable doubt, Ted. I do think there's reasonable doubt. Will it carry the day? I don't know. It's a tough one.